facts. Bravely we prove in our striving, trudging together each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
The views and opinions expressed on Trudging Together are solely those of the host, co-host, and our guests. They do not necessarily reflect the views of any organization, fellowship, or other entity, and definitely not your boss, your neighbor, or that one guy in your home group. The content of this program is not intended to replace medical, psychological, or professional advice. If you're looking for that, please seek guidance from qualified professionals who spent way too many years in school. What you'll hear here is based on lived experience, recovery journeys, and the occasional bad coffee-fueled joke. Trudging Together is not affiliated with any 12-step fellowship. We are simply people sharing our stories and walking this path together, one day at a time. Thank you for joining us, and remember, recovery is serious business, but that doesn't mean we can't laugh along the way.
Trudging Tuesdays. Yep, we trudge on Tuesdays also. So, welcome. It is 11:11. That worked out well for me. And happy St. Patrick's Day. I'm going to put up one more button here. Makes it look like I'm in a porno. I don't do well with buttons and colors, and means I'm probably working for the man, but this is the only green shirt I have. It's not even doing very well. Yeah, I may go change it. I like being comfortable. Yeah, I'm a comfort person. In fact, I think I'm gonna turn on the fan because this color makes me hot, man. So check it out. My bangs are. See how long my hair is? See, it's hard to tell how long it's getting. Yeah, okay, doesn't matter. You don't care. I'm the only person that cares about my hair. That my wife. All right. It's funny though. I haven't been given much crap while doing this, but I have been. There was a couple times where people were like, "Man, did you even do your hair? Did you even get dressed?" Usually I'm in pajamas. I'm actually in pants today, believe it or not. Okay, this has got to go there. Jesus. All right. Good morning. Oh. Everybody's Irish today, huh? Yes, happy St. Patty's Day, Michelle. Good morning. Good to see you, Leisure. Good to see you. Yeah. Day 2 of our anniversary. I know, we're kind of weird. So we got married on the 16th, but we had our wedding on the 17th. So today is our second day of our anniversary. We're not going to do anything. We're really low-key people. We spent the night together, we spent time together, and that's what we enjoy. We don't have much money. And but because of that, we have to become kind of inventive on what we can do and stuff. And so we just spend time together. It doesn't really matter what we're doing to either one of us. Well, probably more to me than to her. She's a lot more easygoing. She's a lot more easygoing than I. But I bet you probably already knew that. What, kitten? You guys are already on my freaking nerves. All right. You woke me up. You woke me up before my alarm. All right. They don't care if they're in trouble. They don't. A lot of people are. It's funny because a lot of people are scared of my voice and things like that. Not everybody, but when I yell, who's not? My cats or my grandchildren. I don't scare them at all. I put no fear into them. That's a good thing. That is a good sign. All right. So, you know what time it is? It's not just 11:15. It's time for Dion's Daily Funnies. What did the zebra say the first time he saw a piano? Dad? Well, the ones yesterday were a lot better. Why do chicken coops have 2 doors? Because if it had 4 doors, it'd be a chicken sedan instead of a coupe. Yeah, it's true. It is. It would be a sedan. All right. I've had enough of the fan. I'm cool enough. Ugh. And before anybody asks, yes, I'm wearing a nicer shirt. It's the only green thing I had. I will be changing it as soon as I'm done with this. We had just told that one the other day. Oh, here's a good one. Why don't dinosaurs talk? Because they're dead. What did the duck say when she bought a lipstick? Put it on my bill. Put it on my bill. Seriously. Restream, what is your problem, man? Why is... Okay, there we go. Whoa. Why did the monkey fall from the tree? Because it was dead. Here we go. Why did the cat fall over? Because it was dead. But that one I made up. I just made up another one because it was on. Okay, so anyway, what's a cat's favorite color? Now you tell where I got the cat part from. What's a cat's favorite color? Purple. Last one. I have not looked at the punchline yet, but it's asking, why can't dinosaurs play basketball? Because they're dead. I don't know why I'm finding that so funny, but I am. I love the straight. You guys, I'm British, so dry humor, stupid humor. Ricky Gervais is so funny to me. He is hilarious. Okay, I know he sells whiskey. He's kind of brash, but to me, he is hilarious. I can't stand this shirt anymore. Nope, we're done with this shirt. All right. Sorry about that. I should have known better. Told you, I'm a creature of comfort, man. Thanks for letting me do that. I put on my Purple Rain shirt. There's got to be some green in there somewhere. There is not. Oh, well. Good luck pinching me. Good luck. Welcome to the Daily Trudge. My name's Dion. I'm your host. Yeah. So I've got this med thing, right? Because I'm old and I have to take a lot of meds. And I have a tummy medicine, Zofran, which I keep right here because I need it a lot. But I put my Zofran in my meds. So I got to go through all these pills, figure out which one's the Zofran and take them out. Oh, if you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. When God starts doing what we couldn't, when we suddenly realize that God is doing for us what we could not do for ourselves. Scott says, thank you for walking off camera to change shirts. Absolutely. Yeah, it just wasn't working. I have that same Purple Rain shirt. Oh, Purple Rain. That's why I ended up picking it, because of the joke. That's why it got stuck in my head. Purple got stuck in my head. So Yeah, I have two of these. One of them belongs to my wife. So I steal her shirts all the time. I've always stole her shirts, especially when they're good ones. I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm kind of a t-shirt guy. It's more comfort than anything. I don't know what it is. I think as I grow older, I'm becoming more autistic. I honestly believe that. So, did a little research yesterday. Think I might see if I can get a diagnosis. I know we don't call it autism. I think we. Oh, well, wait a minute. No, now we call it autism even in adults because Asperger's disease was created by a Nazi, and gee, we just can't have that. You know, God forbid a Nazi came up with a name. So not that I'm for Nazis. Please don't cancel me or whatever. I'm just saying, gosh, we're kind of sensitive. So mysterious ways. We are doing today's daily reflection. Let's get into it. Looks like we're either going to be, looks like we'll be going to the 12 by 12 page 103 is where we'll probably be. Of course, ChatGPT gave me an outline, and I always tell it to use like I might go utilize the daily reflection. So it used today's daily reflection, which it did. So anyway, let's get started. Mysterious ways out of every season of grief or suffering when the hand of God seemed heavy or even unjust, new lessons for living were learned. I've been moving more and more into this stage of my recovery of understanding that my problems aren't really problems as much as they are opportunities to become a better person. Not all of them. Sometimes stuff just happens. But it seems like if I really think about it, that I can find something that I can learn from almost every situation if I am willing to keep an open mind and look at the situation. This is about growth. We have we alcoholics need to be growing always. And what comes with growth? Well, being uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable right now. So what? Right? I turned on a fan, I changed my shirt. Look at all the uncomfortable I just went through because Dion wants his comfort. See, we don't even realize that we're doing. I changed shirts, I turned on the fan, I turned off the fan. I'm getting ready to turn the fan back on. I We're always seeking our comfort, but sometimes we need to get out of that comfortability. We may even need to push ourselves out. I tell you right now, you sit too long, but your intentions are to be a better person. God's going to boot your butt off the couch, man. Something is going to happen. Maybe your house sets on fire. I'm not kidding. He will get your butt moving if your intentions are something different. Now, if they're not, he's going to let you sit there in your comfort and learn your lesson. Yeah. So, right. There were times when we were unable to do things too, and we'll cover that. All right. In fact, I think I'm thinking of a poem. You probably are thinking of the same poem I am. We're going to read it right after this. We're going to do that next. We're going to read a poem. That's what we're going to do. All right. So, new lessons for living were learned. New resources of courage were uncovered. All right. And finally, inescapably, the conviction that God does move in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. 12 Steps and 12 Traditions, page 105. Yesterday in our meeting, the topic was the promises. All right. Right. And I understand even when you're new, we got to be a little patient, a little tolerant, because us that have been around for a while, these are the 9th step promises. Newer people only know them as the promises because they have not experienced the other promises yet. Every step has a promise. Okay. Every step has promises to it. You're just going to have to seek them out. All right. So I went to go turn on the fan, but the main reason I did that was to get rid of the booger. Welcome to my show. We talk about boogers and poop and farts. All right, we just like to have a lot of fun here, and I'm still kind of a child. All right, not childish. All right. So it says here, after losing my career, family, and health, I remained unconvinced that my way of life needed a second look. My drinking and other drug use were killing me, but I had never met a recovering person or an AA member I thought I was destined to die alone and that I deserved it. Yeah. I don't want to see anybody die from this disease. There again, it does not matter. My feelings do not matter. In how I feel about that person does not matter. I don't want to. No. Mm-mm. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Now, when it comes to people that maybe died from this disease, I also don't think ill of them. I do not. Because I know what it's like. No. You know, what it comes down to for me is the pain is over. And I'm happy for them. I hope that they're in a better place and that they are happy and with the people that they love and that they're free. Yeah. I got a feeling that they are. All right. Just see, sometimes somebody will die from this disease, and because they die from this disease, it saves 5 people's life. Is it worth it then? I don't know. I'm not God. These are just questions that I ask myself. Is that worth it? See, they did help somebody. We alcoholics can't help it. We help people. We do. And we're going to do it one of 2 ways. We're either going to be the bad example or the good example. These are your options. There are no other options for alcoholics, I have found out. We're either going to be a good example or a bad example. You're either pregnant or you're not. There's no, right? Anyway, so nobody that never met a recovering person that thought I was destined to be alone and deserved it. No, I believe that everybody deserves happiness and joy and freedom. No, including the people. Yes, including those people. We'll just call them they or those, right? Whatever, right? That's one of my favorite memes where Jesus is telling people who's allowed into heaven, and one person says, "Even addicts and alcoholics," and Jesus says, "Yes, even people that ask stupid questions." Gotta go off camera again. Sorry. Right. So that's one of my favorite memes, and I'm gonna be quiet here for another second. Hold on. I don't think you want to hear me blowing my nose. So, all right. At the peak of my despair, my infant son came critically ill with a rare disease. Doctors' efforts to help him proved useless. I redoubled my efforts to block my feelings, but now the alcohol had stopped working. I was left staring into God's eyes, begging for help. My introduction to AA came within days. Through an odd series of coincidences, and I have remained sober ever since. My son lived, and his disease is in remission. The entire episode convinced me of my powerlessness and the unmanageability of my life. Today, my son and I thank God for his intervention. See, in this case, it took almost the death of their son to get them sober. Now, you don't need to go that far. All right. I like to through an odd series of coincidences. They're being facetious there. Don't take that any other way than right, because right. What they're saying is they had a bunch of spiritual experiences in a row, right? So, like I promised, we are going to do um, a quick um, there we go. I'm like, that is not it. It wasn't even the right name. Now, I'll give you the name of the writer, Robert Frost. Now you know what it is. See, when we were growing up, we had to learn names of poets and authors and things like that. I don't know the kids have to do that today. So we're going to read a poem. It's called The Road Less Traveled. And it certainly has to do with what we're talking about today. All right. So that is not what I was going for. There we are. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood. And sorry, oh, no, this isn't the one I was wanting. No, that's not the one I was thinking. Although that is a great poem, one of my favorite poems. And we do travel the road less traveled. But that is I don't know why I don't know. All right, give me a second. All right. Should have okay. There we go. Dear Lord. Okay. Took me a minute, but I found it. I probably lost all my listeners. One night, I dreamed that I was walking along the beach with the Lord. This is called Footprints in the Sand. Many scenes from my life flashed across the sky. In each scene, I noticed footprints in the sand. Sometimes there were two sets of footprints. Other times there were one set of footprints. This bothered me because I noticed that during the low periods of my life when I was suffering from anguish, sorrow, or defeat, I could see only one set of footprints. So I said to the Lord, "You promised me, Lord, that if I followed you, you would walk with me always." But I've noticed that during the most trying periods of my life, there have only been one set of footprints in the sand. Why, when I needed you most, you have not been there for me? The Lord replied, "The times you have seen only one set of footprints of the sand is when I carried you." And that is written by Mary Stevenson. And how apropos for us. How very apropos for this alcoholic who should be dead a million times over. Yeah. Yeah. You know what else? You know what else God said? He said, "I wear size 11, you stupid dork." All right. All right. Probably shouldn't have thrown a swear in there, though. So, March 17th, 105. This is right smack in the middle of step 11, and does not kind of go with what we were talking about. So, we are going to utilize ChatGPT on this, right? So, we tried everything. We tried willpower, control, managing, and God, ChatGPT, you just keep giving us the same thing. All right. Well, I will try and mix it up here a little bit for us. So, all right. What's something you tried to fix on your own that never worked? Hmm. Let's see. My life. If I had to answer the question, the quick answer is my entire life. All right. Oh, for update for anybody that's been following along, I broke up with Aurora Mental Health. Well, they wrote back and they're like, "No, Dion, we want to talk. We want to talk. Please don't go away yet." All right. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know. So what's something you tried to fix on your own, right? And what it's doing is it's just shifting. This is just shifting into um surrender. And we did because Chat GPT follows a certain thing. So we're gonna go ahead and go to 105 and read from there. Because I don't want to give you the same stuff every day. It's gonna change the topic a little bit, but oh well. Oh well. Right. So, page 104 from the 12 by 12, we also fall into another similar temptation. We form ideas as to what we think God's will is for other people. Oh, huh. We say to ourselves, this one ought to be cured of his fatal malady, or that one ought to be relieved of his emotional pain. Like suddenly I can give directions to God. All right. Now, these are selfish prayers. When people ask me to pray for them because they're going through something, I pray for the courage. I pray for courage for you to get through what you are going through and that you learn from it and pass it on. Yeah. That's what I'm praying. I'm praying for courage for you. Leisure says the best part is that anything I have to fix, I get to practice fixing each day. Yeah. Me. I gotta fix me, right? So, and if I feel like I have to fix something, well, Dion does go through that. So that one ought to be relieved of his emotional pain. And we pray for these specific things. Such prayers, of course, are fundamentally good acts. No, they're not. They're being nice. Those are not fundamentally good facts. Those are selfish. The fact is I'm being selfish. That's the fact. Okay. The way I see it. That's of course that's opinion only. Whatever works for you. So, but often they are based on a supposition that we know God's will for the person for whom we pray. This means that side by side with an earnest prayer, there can be a certain amount of presumption and conceit in us. It is AA's experience that particularly in these cases, we ought to pray that God's will, whatever it is, be done for others as well as for ourselves. Now, this is really tough when it's going to be your son, your daughter, your significant other, when it's somebody very close to you. It's going to be hard to refrain from these. Okay? All right. In AA, we have found that the actual good result of prayer are beyond question. They are matters of knowledge and experience. All those who have persisted have found strength not ordinarily their own. They found yet a strength they not ordinarily their own. You ever see any video where um maybe a young lady lifts a car because it's on their child? That shit happens, man. Suddenly they have the power and the strength of a god. It happens. It's happened. How can you explain that? Right? They are matters of knowledge and experience. All those who have persisted have found strength not ordinarily their own. They have found wisdom beyond their usual capability, and they have increasingly found peace of mind, which can stand firm in the face of difficult circumstances. It's happened with me, finding a wisdom beyond my usual capability. Happens to me daily. Yeah, it's called the Daily Trudge. I ask God to take over. I ask for God's words. And there's some things that come out of my mouth. I don't know. They just come, right? That's why I don't really plan the Daily Trudge. I come up with a description. I come up with a title. I know the basics of it, but that's all I really need. From there, it needs to be God's show. I'm the messenger. I'm the servant. I'm a servant here. not the leader. Right. I know it might look like that, but I'm taking direction from my higher power right now. Yeah. I open myself up. I let them come in. In the beginning, that was real hard to do. All right. Now it's just normal. It's just a fact of life. Now, I still get nervous coming on here, things like that. I have human will. It's not always easy. I know I'm going to make mistakes. I run my mouth long enough. I know I'm going to make a mistake. But I have God with me. So guess what I get to do? I get to correct it right here and now. I get to, right? And then you find that peace of mind, which can stand firm in the face of difficult circumstances. Ooh, that calmness that you find while things are going. We discover that we do receive guidance for our lives to just about the extent that we stop making demands upon God to give us to us on order and on our terms. Almost any experienced AA will tell you how his affairs have taken remarkable and unexpected turns for the better as he tried to improve his conscious contact with God. I would agree with that. That's what happened to me. Yeah. She will also report that out of every season of grief, this is the part that we just read, when the hand of God seemed heavy or unjust, new lessons for living were learned. New resources of courage were uncovered, and that finally, inescapably, the conviction came that God does move in mysterious ways, his wonders to perform. Hallelujah. Yes, that's been my experience. It is amazing some of the things that I've been seeing. Yesterday, we were talking about the promises, right? The 9-step promises. And it is cool to see to have those promises come true for me. They really are. Okay. But what's even better is when you see it start happening in somebody else's life. That's when the promises really start to come true. When you start to take people through the steps, that is when the program actually starts to work. That's when those things will really start to happen. They already happened. There's fact of life. They did happen. But it gets better. Believe it or not. All right. All this should be very encouraging news for those who recoil from prayer because they don't believe it or because they feel themselves cut off from God's help and direction. All of us, without exception, pass through times when we can pray only with the greatest exertion of will. Occasionally, we go even further than this. We are seized with a rebellion so sickening we simply won't pray. When these things happen, there we are with when. Let's see. Since I have been sober, have I done that? Absolutely. Right? God, I'm not going to pray for you today. I'm not going to pray to you today. Nanny, boo boo. All right. This is the same concept of when I was playing soccer here in Colorado, and the coach, who I thought was an idiot, didn't put me in the position that he should. It was something. He didn't follow my direction. I was 9 or 10. Trying to wear my shin guards to show him. What? See, same thing. When you get that rebellion not to pray, I'm like a little child, right? Perhaps one of the greatest rewards of meditation and prayer is a sense of belonging that comes to us. Yeah, there's the other thing that alcoholics need. We need to feel like we belong. It's a big one, right? We no longer live in a completely hostile world. We are no longer lost and frightened and purposeless. The moment we catch even a glimpse of God's will, the moment we begin to see truth, justice, and love as real and eternal things of life, we are no longer deeply disturbed by all the seeming evidence to the contrary that surrounds us in purely human affairs. Yes. Right? I don't live in a completely hostile world anymore. We talked about this a little bit in Take 12 radio yesterday. The allowing to let other people control who I am. I got to let that go. I can't let other people make the decisions on how Dion is doing today. I need to be able to see the forest for the trees. I need to be able to see the whole thing. Because the whole thing is going to give me the truth. And let's remember, there's only one thing that we can work with in this world: the truth. We know that God lovingly watches over us. I know for a fact he does. Yeah. We know that when we turn to him, all will be well with us here and hereafter. All right. Woo. Kind of a weird daily trudge today, off camera, talking about all sorts of stuff. If you like what we do here, please like, love, or share. Sharing's the best. Make comments. Say, hello, Dion. How are you today, Puppet? If you'd like to help us out a little bit, anything helps. You can send your donations through Venmo to Trudging Together, or the Cash App at DRG Miller. So, yep, anything helps. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. You know I do. Peace out.